This is Jumada Muharram, and I want to welcome you to our first live on this channel, I believe. And today I'm going over one of my digital products that I do have currently for sale. And I wanted to end off this topic that I've been talking about on Instagram. So for the past month and a half, I've been going through Instagram covering this topic of forgiveness. And forgiveness is so close to me and so important that I really felt it needed to be shared. And I literally gave it like a whole 30 plus days. When we speak about forgiveness, and this is not just going through the digital products and all of this is also about the actual action of like taking forgiveness super serious as an empowering practice. So I love what I do. I love creating products. I love talking about healing, self-love, self-appreciation, self-care, coming from different situations where life just throws so many things at you, and finding out that you can actually make it through all of those things. So even though this is a product that I do sell, I'm sharing it with you all because it's something that you need in your life. So originally, this was for more than just 30 days. It was supposed to be something that is ongoing for 3 months, 6 months, or a daily practice. But again, kind of combining that, it can become a really huge, a huge book, a huge journal, a huge guide. And sometimes that's not easy to always carry around. One of the other things about this is that it's a full page. I really like it when you start to journal. When I start to journal, when anyone starts to journal, I feel like having enough pages is really important. And this one is digital, so you can print as many pages as you need for the product to be able to journal. But I feel like it's really, really important to have enough pages to journal out your feelings, because sometimes we think we have nothing to write. We have nothing to say, and we actually do. Once we start getting our pen and paper and we start writing out how we feel, so much spills over that we really, really, really need to be able to have enough journal space to write it out. So when I'm going through this journal with you and taking the practice, hopefully for the next few minutes, for at least hopefully like an hour or so, it's really important to understand that everything that we're covering, all the questions, everything that comes up, it's okay to be able to walk away from it. And I do put this in the journal. If something becomes too overwhelming, it's okay to step back, to not worry about writing it out, to not worry about solving it all in one day. Yes, it says it's for 30 days, but that's okay. You don't have to do it all in 30 days. It's a good practice so that every day you are working on forgiving other people, every day you are working on empowering yourself through forgiveness. But by no means do you have to overwhelm your soul, your spirit, your mind, if anything is too triggering or too hurtful. So I do want to say that. And of course, just a disclaimer that this is, of course, working on yourself personally, but if you need anything, it's always best to seek some professional help, professional counseling, professional therapists, professional medical guidance, anything. But this will help you in dealing with journaling, forgiveness, growing and releasing. So we're going to go through this forgiveness guide and journal. I'm just going to read this. This forgiveness shadow work journal is a private inner reflection for you. Carl Jung believed that we can do this work to have access to our unconscious mind and to uncover the parts of ourselves that are hidden. This cannot replace traditional therapy or seeking professional medical advice. This is meant to be a daily journal for 30 days, but if any journal prompts become too overwhelming, please be gentle with yourself and take all the time you need. Additional pages are provided for you to go at your own pace. This is for you and created with love and kindness. So it goes over, of course, month 1, calendar, affirmations, quotes, daily forgiveness, journaling, loving and honoring your inner child, letters of forgiveness, monthly reflection. I call it my beautiful boundaries because your boundaries are beautiful. You need to not see them as something that's negative and I have to put it up for people and I have to block people out. No, your boundaries are beautiful. Again, the monthly reflection, forgiving yourself, daily forgiveness, deep inner healing and awareness, your own journaling, your doodling, and your 30-day celebration. So let's start with month 1. This is just the calendar. We're going to go through it because we're actually here for the words and the prompts. So it's the quotes and daily forgiveness. So the first practice is each night you will set the intention to sleep with a peaceful heart. No matter what has happened today, you will affirm forgiveness and claim peace. Make this practice each night for the next 30 days. I am at peace with myself. I forgive and release any negativity from my mind and body. Then, of course, these are the journal pages, so you just write at your leisure how much. And then you have your emotions tracker that you do every single week, where you track your emotions or feelings. You create your own emojis. You choose what activities help your wellness. And then, of course, more, and then journaling. This is one of my favorite practices, your inner child reflection. So I will do this practice today together. And feel free that if you do not have this guide or you're not able to get it, just feel free to write these out on whichever paper you have for yourself and answer the questions. So the first question is, what is my earliest memory? So take a few moments to think about that. Think about whatever memory you can have that is the earliest and answer that. I will wait a few seconds and I will also answer the question. So for me, one of my earliest memories, I remember being in the crib and having the crib set up. But it wasn't for me, it was for the birth of my brother who was under me. So I remember my parents purchasing a crib, putting the crib together, and my brother and I are probably about 2 years apart. And I remember hiding underneath the crib. It was white, it was a white crib, and they put the mattress and everything in, and he was going in there. So that was one of my earliest memories I can kind of think of. And the next question is, does this memory give me good, bad, or neutral feelings? And then just take a few minutes or seconds to answer. You can even, as I said, if you don't have a paper or have this, you can answer even in your own mind. So this memory, for me, it gives me good feelings. Um, I don't think anyone knew I was hiding underneath the bed for the kids, the crib. But I remember seeing my parents put it together, and it is a good memory for me. And the next question is, what was the cause of that or those feelings? So those good feelings, what was the cause? I think just looking back at my little tiny self, I feel like looking and seeing my parents, the memory I had, knowing the time between that I was actually probably about 2, maybe less than 3 years old. The fact that I can have that memory, even though it's not extremely significant, it is a good feeling for me. What was my favorite toy or game to play? So you asked yourself, in your childhood, what was your favorite toy? What was something that you just didn't want to part with? What was your favorite game to play in your childhood? I'll give you a few seconds to think about it, to consider it, to answer. If you have a piece of paper, that would be really, really good. But if not, just answer in your head. What was my favorite toy or game to play with? One of the things I remember, and this will definitely give away my age, I loved My Buddy and Kid Sister. My buddy, kid sister, my buddy and me. And I used to love Cabbage Patch and glowworms. Those were my favorite that I remember so much. Something I still use today, Play-Doh, of course. If I think in terms of the favorite game from when I was so small, I used to, of course, love hide and seek and chasing. I used to love to do like dodgeball. Those are the things I kind of remember as being some of my favorite things to play. If we consider things such as board games, one of my favorite things would definitely have been Hungry Hungry Hippo. And I don't remember what it's called, but it's a little game with the little fish, and you use the magnet and you pick up the fish. I used to love those. And of course, Monopoly, but I honestly don't think I was old enough to play Monopoly at a very, very small age. But the inner child work doesn't have to be necessarily in your toddler years or your preschool years. It can be whenever you feel there's a memory or a time that you would like to work on. Whatever comes up when you answer these questions or hear these questions. And feel free to go back and ask yourself these questions again, for maybe it's a different memory that comes up at a different time or triggers something at a different time. So we're going to keep going with the inner child reflection. If I could have a conversation with my younger self, what would I say? If I could have a conversation with my younger self, what would I say? Now, this will go through different stages. If I could have a conversation with my 4-year-old self, 5-year-old self, it would be completely different from the conversation I would have with my 10-year-old self or myself when I was, 15 or 20. But one of the first memories I really can think of for my younger self was not feeling safe and not feeling good enough. So one of the most important conversations I would have with my younger self is letting her know that she's loved and that she is so beautiful. And that whatever is happening now, from the trauma, from the abuse, from the conflict at home, from unstable childhood, I would let her know that it was going to get better. I would let her know that she should spend more and more time just developing herself, even more time, and to not be afraid. So, again, if I could have a conversation with my younger self, or we say, if you can, what would you say? What memory triggers do I need to release and let go of? Some of the memory triggers, if I think about my childhood, and if you think about your childhood, it could be a positive, it can be a negative. But for me, I always remember being afraid. I was very scared and very shy, and I didn't have the best ability to have conversations with people, and I was scared of the world. And one of the triggers that I have worked on and released and let go of was the fear that people or situations was going to be harmful for me. As an adult, coming in and saying, I can handle myself now. There's no need to be scared. There's no need to be afraid. There's no need to be scared of strangers, or scared that someone's going to yell at you or fuss at you, or that you're going to make a mistake and that mistake is going to get you scolded. So letting go of that and knowing, number one, it's okay to make a mistake. Number two, I'm an adult now. I can take responsibility for the mistakes. If I did do something, I could also apologize. I'm adult enough to admit, to apologize, and to move forward. Who was the most positive person in my childhood? You would answer this question, of course, in your childhood. And it will take a few seconds, just you can think about it, and I'll answer that for myself. So for me, I remember really focusing on historical figures that made it through oppression. Even in my childhood, once I was able to start reading about and having my own identity, I would say around 9, 10, 8, when we reach consciousness, I loved reading and going to the library and having historical figures that past certain levels of oppression were so important to me. And I developed a sense of choosing to have kindness and love over having anger. I knew that I wanted my base personality to be in loving kindness, even if I didn't necessarily have all the words for it. And another would definitely be my own mother, because she made it through so much. Both of my parents did, but I grabbed a lot from her when dealing with super stressful situations, choosing peace, choosing kindness. What items or activities could I add to my home or life that would remind me to love my younger self and bring a smile to my face daily? I'll give you a few minutes just to think about it. I should have said a few seconds, because a few seconds. Okay, so for me, I have, in my adult life, I have Legos. I am a Lego fan. I love Legos. I have a Star Wars Lego set. I love Star Wars. Another thing that I did to bring a smile to my face and add to my home, I currently do not have it with me, but in my life I have purchased multiple Super Nintendos. In my adult life, I finished Zelda: A Link to the Past on Super NES. So what activity or item did I bring to my home that brought a smile to my face? I have a Rubik's Cube. I love a Rubik's Cube. I have vintage items that make me feel so happy. I have books that I love. One of the ones from my childhood was, I believe it's Catherine Peterson or Patterson, Jacob, Have I Loved, or Jacob, I Have Loved. And bringing out Legos, and like I said, little things that make me super, super happy. So please let me know in the comments, what is it? What is your thing that you bring into your home, or that you could bring into your home, that's going to make you smile and remind you of your younger self? And I do want to say that yes, in my adult life, I finally successfully finished Zelda: A Link to the Past. I had to use a little cheats, but I finally completed that game, and even today I would buy a Super NES again. So this is a doll, and you would draw it to represent your feelings or words from childhood. You can make it as chaotic as you want, as glamorous as you want. You can doodle and daddle all over the page, but this doll just represents something from your childhood. You can draw your feelings, you can draw a memory, you can landscape the face for your old house, you can put anything in the background, but this is what it represents. Now, when you do this exercise with this doll, these questions you would kind of ask, okay? But not necessarily, even like I said, if you don't have it, you can just go ahead and answer the questions. So what feelings or words come up the most as you're doing this exercise, as you're filling out this doll, as you're drawing, as you're creating, as you're bringing up memories? What are you feeling? Are you feeling this neutral feeling, nothing, no sense at all, no attachment to your childhood? Are you feeling happy, normal, sad? Are you feeling a mixture of emotions? As you're remembering your childhood, are you going through a roller coaster, up and down, of these different types of memories? So just write what you're feeling. If you can't make a complete sentence, just go ahead and write one word, 2 words. This journal is for you to scribble, scrabble, and do whatever. You don't ever have to follow the lines. So I'm going to go to the next question. Have these feelings or words shown up in my teen years? Have they shown up in your teen years? From your early childhood to your teen years, have these feelings or words shown up? Now that I am older, what can I do to create positive feelings? Now that you're older, what can you do to create a positive feeling? What can you change? If you're older, you have a lot more power. No, we can't necessarily go back and change what happened, but what can you do now to make sure that every little step you take, you have some good feelings? Sometimes we don't necessarily remember what happened to us, but we remember how that made us feel. What mantras can I make for my inner child? What phrases or statements or mantras can you make that are going to have a positive impact towards you and your memory with your inner child? I think we'll go through this for the letter of forgiveness, and maybe we'll stop right here, but we'll see how it goes. So, letters of forgiveness. The following list is private, and for you to openly write out anyone that has caused you hurt or pain. It can be from a small situation when you were a child or something at work. It could have been an encounter with a stranger on the street. What is important is putting those names or situation on paper. You may also write what it was that they did to you or how they made you feel. So this one is really, it looks so simple. It is a bunch of lines on a paper. But if you've ever done this exercise, it can take sometimes days. It can take time because listing and bringing up all those little hurts, all those memories, it can be really, really, it can be tiring. It can be overwhelming. So with this, it would be something that you would definitely probably want to take your time with. Sometimes you could be in the kitchen, outside, whatever, and a memory comes up of somebody that hurt you or caused you discomfort. Then you're like, oh, I have to go and write that down. So you can do that. Just make a list of the people and the situations that could cause you discomfort and write around the lines, write wherever, but just write it. So there's two or three pages of that. And then we go on to a list of all the people and situations that I feel love and supported. Love and support. Any situation that you feel that. Write those people down. Anyone that supported you, encouraged you. A moment where a stranger exchanged kind words to you. A teacher, even for a brief moment. I really loved my tennis teacher. I really felt always encouraged by them. They would always tell me I was great at playing, even when I felt like I was such a terrible player at tennis. They really, really encouraged me, and it helped me get through high school. And then here, you put your best memories. And remember, you're not limited to any time, any restriction. If you ever wanted to take it from paper, even though I highly encourage writing it out, if you ever want to take it off of paper and just do an audio of your best memories, that's good too. If you wanted to attach photos to this, have your best memory, draw a painting, a picture, you can do that as well. So we're going back to that list of those situations and people. From the above list, find who or what situations you can forgive. Take several deep breaths and place both your hands over your heart and recite, I forgive and I let go. I release any hurt or negative feelings. I send loving energy to myself and give myself permission to move on. If there is anyone on the list that you feel that you are unable to forgive, consider doing the feeling exercise. The following should be following, but I have to fix that. Use the following page to write out a letter. Do not hold back. And when I say don't hold back, really do not hold back. Remember, this is for you personally. Nobody else should be seeing this. No one else should have access to this. Release yourself on this paper. All the times that you're restricting and holding back your feelings and your emotions, please don't. So it says here, please do not hold back. Be as open as if you want to express all the pain that you have been holding within. Towards the end, write out why you are forgiving this person. But start with expressing to them how you are doing this action of forgiving for yourself. remember, forgiveness is going to be for you. That's why it's such a powerful practice. Write in a manner of boasting or pompous about yourself. You're saying, yeah, this person's in front of you, but I'm forgiving you. I am so amazing. Look at me. Look at what you've done to me, and yet I am forgiving you. Boast yourself. Be proud about yourself. Be proud that you're able to take this step. Look at me. I am here. I am forgiving you. I am releasing and letting go. I am moving on. I am letting go of all of this hurt. I am sending loving energy to myself. So build yourself up, expressing how amazing you are and how amazingly forgiving you are. And take time to do this. Take several deep breaths. Finally, express deep love and compassion towards yourself. Then towards the person and the situation or the situation. If you choose. If you're not towards the person, then radiate towards all those in this world. So if you really don't feel like you can give loving compassion towards that person, give it to yourself. Give it to yourself first. And then radiate it out to others in the world. Once you're done, then you can act as if you have mailed this letter. Please don't really mail it, okay? Or you can safely burn it, okay? Or tear up the letter, wet it, tear it up, bury it, however you want to do it. And imagine that you are letting go and releasing any negativity that you have been holding on to. And do this as many times for as many people as you need to do this practice with. Remember that when we're going through this forgiveness, it is truly for yourself. We cannot expect anyone else to say, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. We can't. So we're going to do this for ourselves. We're going to empower ourselves. So this is the burn letter here. You can tear it out, print it out however you want, and write it. It has multiple pages. And then let's see, I think we'll just finish up with the monthly reflection. I think this will be the end of that, but I'll double check. Imagine your wisest, most compassionate future self looking back at you today. What words of forgiveness, understanding, and encouragement would they offer as they watch you transform during this amazing journey? You can draw it, doodle, or write out your reflection. You can add notes, glitter, whatever it is that you want. Remember, this is going to be for the month. So you've been doing this inner work daily for so much, and then you're just reflecting on this. Beautiful boundaries. Okay, so we're going to stop, and tomorrow, maybe even later today, but most likely tomorrow, we'll come back and we'll go through with these beautiful boundaries. Remember that you can get this journal. There is a link that will be in my profile, and it's on my Instagram as well. So you can purchase this journal. It's going to be Instagram handle Jumada Muharram. It's all one word, obviously. And I will be also adding some really interesting things as well to my store, and I want the printed version for this. So tomorrow I will set a time and start coming on live more, and we'll be doing the forgiveness practices that are in this journal. So if you want a copy of the journal that you can print it out, again, just follow me on Instagram. And I also wanted to say that when you're going through this, if you do join us for the other lives, just make sure you have your pen and paper. Make sure you invite any friends that you feel this could be useful. Have water ready. And then comment. Let me know how you felt about some of these questions. Let me know if you found it to be helpful. Give me any insight, feedback, opinion. Let me know what you've done, if you've done any work, inner work for forgiveness, and what are your thoughts about the practice of forgiveness. I would really, really love to know what you think, and I'm so grateful for everyone that has come, that is tuned into this live, and I love and appreciate you all. You're in my prayers. All the best. I will see you hopefully tomorrow, maybe later today. We'll see how it goes. But join me, and I'm so happy to share this journey with you. All the best. Love, love, love.